I think I won't be creative here, and I'd rather say that it's Project Loom, virtual threads, and maybe structured concurrency. I think this feature could change the world. Sometimes when I tried the modern languages like Kotlin, Scala, Go, Ruby, and so on, I was thinking, why don't we have all these features in Java? So we can think that Java can learn to be more modern from other languages, to have all these nice features, syntax sugar. However, sometimes I feel that it should be opposite. Sometimes I feel that it's other languages should learn from Java. Let's take into consideration records. It took so much time for Java to implement records, but if you read the Java docs and how they're implemented, the JEP, and I feel like they're very solid, and they like using records even more than, for example, case classes in Scala or data classes in Kotlin. And I think this is something that a lot of languages lack. However, I still feel that to develop one nice feature, it takes so much time to Java to architecture it, to provide it, to write it, to decide how we should go. And I would be really happy if this process would be a little bit faster. I think so. Oh, sorry, I maybe hope so, because I cannot predict the future, but I really hope that the Project Loom will change the way how we do server-side programming and asynchronous programming. And maybe we'll just lower the bar, so for most of the people, multi-threading will not be that difficult, and we'll be able to work with this. I think yes. I think despite of the virtual threads, there is another feature that we are waiting along with them. This is structured concurrency. I used structured concurrency in Kotlin, and as one of my friends said, it's not structured concurrency, it's concurrency done right. And I hope this is the way how we should do multi-threading programming. That's a pretty tricky question, because on the one hand, as we have a huge amount of literature there, I think we still study Java in the university, and it's pretty convenient, and it looks pretty similar to all the C languages like C, C++, C#, Java, and even JavaScript. They all have these similarities. So in terms of syntax, maybe it's a good language. However, sometimes I feel that when we are teaching programming to our kids, we try to choose something simpler. Maybe the problem with Java is that in order to write your first program, Hello World, you need to introduce a class, you need to write public static void main, system out println Hello World, and it's very verbose, and people are doing it without even understanding what's going on there. So maybe for your very first programming language, I would not recommend Java. However, if you wanna find your job, if you wanna make programming as your profession, if this is your passion, so maybe Java is the way to go, because you can find a lot of examples of appliance of Java in the industry, in different applications, in Android applications, in server-side applications, doing high load. And if you're interested in this, then I think Java is the way to go. It's an interesting question. I think I never thought about this, because I work a lot with Kotlin and with Java and these days, and sometimes I feel some syntax sugar that we have in Kotlin and don't have in Java, like top-level functions or string interpolation or extension functions. And sometimes I feel like, okay, it would be nice to have them in Java. And on the other hand, sometimes when I debug the code, I feel like, oh, thankfully we don't have that in Java, because when I debug these features in Kotlin, it costs me a lot of time and nerves. So It depends. We should understand that every feature had its pros and cons and probably some maintainability cost. So I would rather say that I don't have any preference, but if some nice features from Kotlin appear in Java, I would be happy.